What's good, y'all? Vibe with me for a minute. Now, I don't give a damn what no brainwash teacher told you or what master told you. When you pray to yourself. When you pray, you have an image in your head depending on who was indoctrinating you, who was teaching you, who was giving you their own imagination growing up. When it came to the concept of prayer, you didn't have your own choice other than what you were brought up around. Because when we're growing up, we pretty much act on our own reflections on our own environment. So we'll either duplicate something to an extent, or we'll repress it. We'll negate it from our own desires. And it's like different extremes all in between. So when you're growing up doing that, you know what I'm saying, hey, hold on, what's when you're growing up doing that, you pretty much decide things based on your own experiences. Your experiences bring you to your true self, to your true form. Depending on how or where you are during that time. If you mastered your own subconscious, if you mastered sleep. But when it comes to the concept of prayer, like I said, you've done that because of your own experiences. But the truth of the matter is, when you pray, you are praying to yourself. What no book that came out with the umbilical cord that told you that when you pray, you praying to a God in the sky, and there's certain things you can pray about, other things you can't. What no book out there. What no book coming out your mama's womb teaching none of that. All that's programmed. You know what I'm saying, you cut off everything. If humanity cut off everything that they ever learned, they know that all that they got is in the cells. Especially if they are addressing it. Every cell is one cell, but also being all the other cells. You know what I'm saying? And we just some huge ass atom riding through another being in space. Anyway, when you pray, you're praying to yourself. And however you perceive yourself, you might be doing all that shit from a external way of thinking, because that's how we've been raised. And that's cool to a certain extent, because sometimes you need to deal with or understand what it is your reality is trying to teach you or get you to experience. Because we all need that development in some aspects in our lives. But I'm here to say, y'all, when y'all pray, the most powerful form of it is when you go within. And what they do when you pray, they have you closing your hands. You know what I'm saying? People get the praying hands. People don't actually know that they cutting off every other form of energy, form of vibration when they doing that. Because what they tell you when you in social circles or whatever, they tell you when you crossing your arms, you closing yourself off to everybody else. It ain't just about looking mean, just look like you unapproachable, and people can feel that vibe. People can just feel that about you. So, I mean, not to say it's gonna go on 100%, because some people just don't give a fuck. They're gonna approach you, but you make yourself less approachable being in this way. So, because you're not open, you're cutting yourself off from that energy. You're doing the same thing with the praying hands. You're not open. You're cutting yourself off that energy. So, doing that, like, all right, if you're cutting yourself off from, you know, all other external forces, then you must be only dealing within. You must be only asking yourself for whatever it is that you feel like you need. And you have your prayer and you have your meditation. Prayer is when you address your own ignorance. Because when you're praying, you're always trying to like get some kind of help, get some kind of assistance and your experience. And that's all cool. I mean, we all deal with that shit, man. But that's the kind of bullshit that we be praying for. That's the kind of bullshit we be asking ourselves, man. Please let this happen. Please. Best wishes go out to this, and that. Oh shit. That's what we be praying for. But when you meditate, see, prayer, like I said, you going within and you directing a certain aspect of yourself. Within that is your darkness, your shadow. It's almost damn like you talking to the devil in your prayers, because you talking to a certain aspect of yourself. Lower form, you don't have, because you in ignorance, you ain't knowing how to deal with your problems. So you feel like you need an external force to do that for you. But all that is within, all that is your own power anyway. So prayer is, like I said, going within and directing that. Meditation, just being aware of all that shit. Meditating is you just being in it, being in your darkness, and just observing all these so-called desires, wants, and indulgences that you feel like you gotta overcome or whatever. But you don't gotta become those things. Like I said, those are thoughts that you just see that seem to linger. You throw that shit out to the point where you know the truest essence of you. And when you get to the point where you know the truest essence of you, you ain't even gotta pray no more like that. You just make shit happen. You understand your Godhood. You understand that God and understand all that shit. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It is it's something to be practiced. It's something to be understood as far as where you stand out in life, where what you've learned, what you picked up on, what ideals or philosophies that you got. You know what I'm saying? And we get philosophies and ideas the same way that we got PlayStation 4s and Cadillac those. Them shits come and go. But all that you already had from the beginning, that's the truest essence of you. You just pick different things up, whether it be in physical matter, whether it be what you call it, feeling matter. Just picking up on whatever the highest forms of it are. So shit, man. Prayer and meditation, when you pray, you're praying to you. And you need to direct your prayers to to the aspects of you that you know are gonna get shit done. Meditation, you see, like they got different forms of meditation, holding different fingers, reacts to different holding different fingers. They hit different pressure points within your own organs, and your organs all deal with different vibrations already. That's why they call them organs. They make sounds, and you doing certain chants. They start off a sound, a harmony that resonates with a certain organ. You know what I'm saying? You got your ohms, you got your do that shit. You will see time after time that you doing that you begin healing yourself and all that shit. Back to the fingers. They deal with one deals with communication, the other deals with insight, another deals with self-love or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I believe that's the wedding finger or whatever. But you you have to get in tune with yourself in order to deal with all these things. We become so dull in this society that shows us all the things that we can possibly get and puts us in fear of things that aren't really real. These things ain't us. These things ain't you. So when you're praying, I'm trying to tell y'all, man, that's all that is you. When you pray and you feel like all I'm talking is bullshit, when you're praying and you accept what everybody else who has been in their own form of brainwashing, you accept that all that shit is you too. All right, then that's cool. You gonna continue that shit on going on in a future lifetime because you associated those thoughts and those ideas with being you, with your own essence, and them shit stick together to you like glue. So, you know what I'm saying, like I said, you gotta like just deal with things with what they is. And had the strength and the will to confront it, and that's that confrontation is what meditation is. I see you. I see your depression. I see you desire. I see you anxiety. I see you creativity. You smile at all that. And just, hey, let them things be. You know what I'm saying? Because you allow things to be. Really, that's how you have a control of your own lifestyle. You place less of a expectation on that thing. Don't put expectations on your health, on your self health, on your spiritual health. You gotta understand things, overstand things, and do all the 720, the 360, for you to interpret, for you to decode, break down. But if not, you cool. You ain't gotta do all that. Some people just get it like that. But a lot of us, we gotta get on point with our homework, with what we are dealing with that within. When you're praying, you're going within. Hopefully, it's not a replica of what somebody else done taught you. But when you meditate, you are in. So keep practicing. If you feel like you ain't getting that, you'll get that. Stay woke. Asante Sana for watching the video, and holla at y'all next time. Peace.